Hey guys. So what spirit is like heavy on me today is we have to chill out and let things happen. Let it happen, guys. I know we want to control everything, but right now is not the time to control anything because it's all breaking down. It has to break down. There's nothing to save. There's nobody to come in and save. And I know as sensitive people and empaths, like that is our trauma. That's the area that we have to look at where we people please and we try to come in and save the day and then forget about our own needs. Like, where did we go? Where did our needs go? They don't even exist because we were programmed to not have needs and to fulfill other people's needs or be what other people want us to be, or the system or the establishment wants us to be, or our coach or our pastor or whoever the heck it is in your life. There's always somebody out there pulling the strings that wants you to be something for them, where they're getting something from you, but there is no reciprocity in that system. There is no reciprocity. Maybe you get validated in some way for some work achievement, right? But is there really reciprocity in it? How fulfilled are you really? How much do you love waking up every day and going to that place, right? And the identity strip this time is very raw and real. It's very much like a grief process with it. It's very hard also to have people around you going through it, to have an entire system around you going through it, crumbling down, getting down to the nitty gritty, and not wanting to be so empathetic and jump in and try to save the day when it's not your place. Because really, how egoic to think you know what's of the highest good of somebody else. Spirit knows. And if something's breaking down, that's probably because it's of the highest good, whether your ego can see it that way or not. And it's the same way for you. So when you're like hanging on for dear life for things, instead of like allowing them to come and go out of your life, that's when it can get more difficult. It doesn't have to be difficult. Now, right now, I know for a fact there are little signs and synchronicities and things trickling in saying a new timeline is here. Okay. The energy is here. I feel it so heavily, but in the same breath, like I see the breakdown at the same time. And I also see like there's other people on other timelines. Whoa. Like I have to be conscious of that. Like I might connect to a certain group of people like on my YouTube channel, but like there's so many other different timelines being played out, all in the name of expansion. And it's sometimes hard to separate yourself from what's going on the outside and really get caught up. Like for me, like even if it's like a friend calls on the phone and they're venting about their life and like an hour goes by, 2 hours go by, that's 2 hours of my life where I'm just being basically having somebody else's problems projected onto me. So like, where can I set healthier boundaries there? Like I want to be a good friend, but in the same breath, like I have to focus. I need my energy to be focused on things that are filling my cup, because right now we have to be grounded in who we are in our authentic selves and really let go of like certain things so we have that space to move into. Like it's so interesting. I feel such a blank slate energy, that, you know, that canvas is just completely white and ready to like be painted on. This new reality is ready to be co-created, and like there's some things in the works and you can kind of see it in some ways and you can't see a lot of what's going to happen. And like doing that trust fall is probably the scariest thing ever, because nobody is going to understand it. Like there's very few people that are even going to be able to like level with you on what's going on with you in your life. They're going to question your choices because they seem unsafe to other people, because most other people have never gotten out of their comfort zone and like gotten to know who they really are and taken brave risks and courageous risks in their life, saying, you know what, maybe it won't work out, but if it doesn't, at least I can go to bed at night saying that I tried. And it's like, those are the types of people that are on this ascension journey. It's like me and you guys. It's but being immersed in a world that wants you to be the opposite of that actually is telling you like you're crazy for taking that risk, and it's just because they're not brave enough to do the same thing or even recognize that something better out there is for them, or that they're able to actually reach for that something better and like embody it and come into it, like, or even see themselves in a different identity other than what they've always been programmed into, and like looping in their little trauma cycles into, well, this is just my personality, this attitude, this sass, like, right? But like really, a higher version of that person might be more soft and receptive and feminine and less closed off and more open and loving. And okay, like you can have a little sass and still be that, right? There's like, you really want to embody your most authentic version, but it's like, all of your qualities can be used for the good or the bad, right? Like I'm on here speaking to you on my YouTube channel. I guess I would be considered a good communicator, right? But I could also use that communication skill to verbally lash somebody, right? I could, you see what I'm saying? So like when we really have a really well-rounded idea of who this character we're playing in order to expand, like how can we expand? Through further understanding who we are in order to use those gifts to the good and to expand those gifts and to show others how to open up their gifts, right? And it's really this beautiful process, because as one person becomes awakened, that light that is gradually getting brighter and brighter is emanating, and it's touching other people and it's turning on their lights. It's like a little mat, or it's a little candle, and you're going around. When your candle gets brighter, you're able to light more flames, right? And so, but even so, you think about like powerful teachers back in like, back in the day, like even if we use Jesus as an example, he had only a few disciples that actually fully resonated and like were, on his side initially. And like, look how he went and he shined his light and showed others how to do the same, even though they want to keep all of those books out of the Bible that are explaining that to us. You can buy all the removed books from the Bible, side note, on Amazon. I have them. And like, if you start reading into it, it's all about how going within, connecting to spirit. Like it is all that. It's all that in the terminology they used back then. And so it's very interesting, like, how are us light workers any different from what Jesus was doing? We're not. We're doing it in our own unique way. He was doing it in his, and like, that's what we came here for. And like, you may feel like you're alone in this. You may feel like a lot of people are telling you you're crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you take that risk? Why would you let go of that job that's so secure? And it's just like, they can't see that your currency and their currency and everybody's currency is the way they feel on any given day, in any given moment. Like, how do you feel right now? And feeling fulfilled in joy and love is so much of a higher priority than any amount of money. And that is why it's your currency, because you can get as much money as you want, but really what we all want is what we think the money will bring us, which is things that will make us happy. But then if you go through the ascension journey and you have that demon on you where materialistic things, you feel like you need to accumulate them to bring happiness and fulfillment in some way, or get a hit of dopamine or whatever chemical that is in our brains, right? You will have to go through that process of learning, whoa, like you'll get everything you ever wanted and then realize you still feel the same, because it was really this little shadow deep in the corners within you that needed to be looked at, that where you had to see, like, you could have everything in the world and you're still not gonna feel better because you don't feel worthy, right? You have an unworthiness wound, or you have whatever the wound is. And so yeah, it's just another way to escape when people go into the hustle culture, to be honest with you. And it's another way to be validated, because you get validated for working so hard. Like, you know, a lot of men get caught up, women too, like a lot of girl bosses, right? That's what they want to call them, girl bosses. But like, that's such hyper masculine energy, right? And there is a balance that we can all reach where we can be shining our light and we can be successful on all fronts. Like, you can be abundant and not carry a wound where you're not going to feel fulfilled. That it has to do with your individual work and what you need to transmute in order to be this clear conduit for light to flow through you, to flow the energy through you so you can co-create with the universe. Like, that creative energy should be flowing through you and you should just be in flow, waiting, okay, what's the next thing, Spirit? Like, I'll make lists, but I don't like, okay, this is what I'm going to do today. I don't know what I'm going to do on a day-to-day basis unless I have something scheduled ahead of time, which I try not to do. But, so I'll wake up and just see where Spirit leads me. And I love living that way. I truly do. And I'm blessed to be able to. And, yeah, and look where Spirit has led me. And I'm so appreciative to that. Is it lucrative? Is it like, and you know, you have to get over that in your mind and realize this is fulfilling for me. And this is me in service, right? So it's not really about that. And when divine timing takes place, when certain things need to happen, you know, I will always be provided for. I have all my needs met right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like always staying in that place of gratitude and the receiving mode. And it's not about what everybody on the outside places importance on. It's about how you feel and being connected to Spirit, so Spirit can guide you into the highest timeline, because you have that faith that Spirit's got your back. So you don't even have to think about it, because the thoughts will come to you. The guidance will come to you. Whatever step needs to be taken next will come to you when it's time. And you don't have to be in fear where you are worried and want to control everything so you know what's going to happen so you feel safe. That's just trying to make your ego feel safe. But you actually don't feel safe. That's just survival mode. Is your nervous system calm? No. And that's what Ascension does. It really, it's mastery over your nervous system, because your nervous system is what carries that frequency. So it's so much balance. It's so much masculine and feminine. It's that science and the spirituality, like it all comes together. It all comes together and it makes sense. But it's hard to comprehend it because of the emotion involved. It's hard to put science to emotion, right? But really it is a vibrational frequency. Each emotion carries a different frequency. Love is a different frequency than anger, or resentment is a different frequency than, I don't know, jealousy. You know, each thing holds and carries a different frequency and impacts you. Your mind, body, spirit, your cells, your health, everything, right? So that's why expanding consciousness makes you more intentional about the choices you make in your life. And that's what we have to be more intentional, but we also have to protect our energy. And that's what I was talking about when I first started this video, because I think it's so important right now with everything going on that we don't get lost in, negative energy on the external, and we stay really tuned in and focused on what we're here to co-create and bring in, because we want our frequency to be a match to that. And so it's game time, it's focus time. And so respect yourself on like next level respect for yourself, high boundaries, protect your energy, do things that fill your cup, do those little hobbies that you can get a meditative state in, that. And watch things flow in a smoother way instead of this rocky, bumpy, because you're focused on the external. That will make things rocky. You can make it smooth. Focus on where you want to be. Focus on the energy you want to embody, and that will help you. Okay. But yeah, that's what Spirit wants to bring through for today, guys. Please follow my new channel, reading cards. I also have another channel. I only have one video on it yet, but they're linked below. So if you want to follow those, I'd appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. I love your comments because I want to interact with you. Also, the more we can get things flowing, the more my algorithm will come back alive because I have to revive the channel after being absent for a little while through my integration period. Which, you know what? I don't even have to come on here every single time and remind you guys of that, because when I believe in spirit, I know that spirit's got its handled, right? Like, I don't have to worry about it. You know, sometimes a little flash of worry will come through my mind like, man, I hope I can get this thing back up and running, do a little CPR and get it revived, you know. But, you know, my lights will revive it. Like, you know, that's where I have to be and where my focus has to be. So it's just another example of staying focused and not letting some stray worry, thought, negative energy get in your mind and then start looping and taking the story so much further than it even needs to be, right? But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.